Our next reader, Sandy Silverman, is a psychotherapist and a writer. Currently, she's trying to figure out how long she can use the change to daylight savings time to explain why she's running late. Sandy Silverman.
I was 11 years old when I was saved by an ex-nun. She had just left the convent after 13 years, but that's not the kind of saving I'm talking about. Mary Ann, formerly Sister Maura Kathleen, was my teacher at the Free School, a little hippie school in a suburb of Chicago called Oak Park. We were 20 kids between 10 and 14, 2 teachers, and a bunch of tie-dyed parent volunteers. It was the 70s. To me, a Jewish kid, Mary Ann didn't seem like someone who had once been a nun. She didn't go to church, and she didn't wear a cross. She smoked Kent cigarettes, drove a red VW Bug, and had a quick, easy laugh. She seemed a little more like she might have been a nun when she asked St. Anthony to help her find her scissors. And once, when she was driving a few of us someplace and we crashed into a Cadillac, she yelled, "Jesus, Mary, and Joseph." I had just hit my braces-filled mouth so hard that it gushed blood, but what I remember was thinking, I know who Jesus is. I've heard of Mary, but who's Joseph? She marched for civil rights and against the Vietnam War, got tear-gassed at the 1968 DNC in Chicago. I didn't have the language for it at the time, but she was a badass nun and a badass ex-nun. She helped us to understand the Watergate trials and the lies Nixon told. We were horrified, and so was she, and so were our parents. It was a different time. She understood that my home was chaotic, let me cry in her arms, and set limits with me when I got whiny. I remember wishing she was my mother. After I graduated from 8th grade, she also left the Free School. She took the initiative to stay in touch, to take me to dinner, to let me in on the way she saw the world, and to make me feel like I mattered. She loaned me books by Margaret Atwood, got me to join Weight Watchers with her instead of the crash diets I kept telling her I was on. Bananas and skim milk for 3 days. Brown rice and tea for 3 days. Feeling like I wanted to murder someone because I was so hungry for 3 days. She got me to start jogging. That was crazy, I said to her years later. It was January in Chicago, and you decided we should start jogging at the crack of dawn. After college, I moved to New York and became a social worker. I knew I had to do good, like Mary Ann. And when my partner and I had kids, we made sure they knew Mary Ann. She is 86 now. She sometimes refers to herself as my second mother. Last week, she texted me on her way to a protest. I'm getting too old for this, but it has to be done. Get out on the streets ASAP. Some years ago, Mary Ann and I met a woman at a party who asked if we were related. Mary Ann said no, I was her teacher when she was in middle school. How did you stay in touch, the woman said. Later that day, I said to Mary Ann, I never even thought of that question. It felt so weird. How have you stayed in touch? Kind of like saying, how'd you stay in touch with your mother? We both laughed. Then Mary Ann, my second mother, put her familiar arm around me and gave me a squeeze. Thank you.